vibes on Prime TV. Every time we get back, we have a different guest coming through. I'm super excited because today we're going to be having a conversation with a brother in Africa, all the way from Uganda. Trust me, I've been following this guy's social media page. I don't know, sometimes we tend to do things that we don't know who's watching. So I've been following his works, his photography works. To be honest with you, man, I don't know. But today we should get to have a conversation and get to find out why most of his 85% of his works, he gets to do it for women. How are you doing, man? Well, welcome to Zambia. was I wrong when I said most of your works are 85? Is it 85 or 90%?
Yeah, it could be even 95%.
95%.
Yeah. It's 95% women, yeah, because culture is largely embedded in the woman than in the men.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least from the research I've done for most African cultures, you'll find that it is the ladies that kind of carry down the culture. They're the ones that train the kids, you know, the things and the values and everything. The boy child, well, not so much. It's mostly rotates around either hunting and knowing how to raise a family and, you know, pretty much the basics that I think you can learn from everywhere. But the deep culture and the things that, you know, we stand for and the things that represent us as a people actually represent that.
Amazing. Great having you in Zambia. I didn't see this coming this year, to be honest with you, because like I said from the intro saying, I've been seeing your works. I feel like you've been doing amazing works as well.
Thank you.
Your Instagram has been growing largely as well. But let's talk about Uganda and how Uganda, maybe we can start first you introducing yourself before we go straight to your professionalism.
Okay.
Yeah.
My name is Walter. Walter Kawiye is the Ugandan name.
Yeah.
The brand is Walter Photography. I am an African storytelling photographer. So I tell African stories. I capture our history or our culture through photography, but I express it in like a more relatable way to something that a modern person can actually look at and really admire and like. Yeah.
How is it you getting into the business of photography in your country, Uganda? How has it been receiving feedback?
Well, the business, of course, just like any other business, you have to start small, and it doesn't go easy. You get it doesn't go easy because the style I was introducing is not one that was commonly done at the time when I started it, and it wasn't received. But I still persisted until, you know, people started to like really embrace it. I just really threw it into their faces until, you know.
Before photography, which other professional were you interested in?
So before photography, I was actually into music.
Okay.
Yeah, I was into music. We used to do live band. I used to play the piano and all the different guitars. So sometime in between there, you know, music is a bit slow in Uganda. If you're not doing like concerts and if you don't have like proper online platforms where you're actually selling your music, it's going to really frustrate you. Whereas photography is like a really fast booming business in Uganda. Even when someone just wakes up and buys their camera and they're able to just, you know, start up a page and just make noise about it, they will definitely get clients. Even when they don't know what they're doing, they will get clients and they'll get money. Okay. Yeah, so I entered into the business and I started to see that, you know, it was actually more profitable than like the music business. The music business would have taken me a much longer time to get to wherever I have to go to. And for photography, it was like much faster, considering I actually also knew like what I was doing. So yeah, that's how, I dive into photography. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about, is photography something that is putting food on your table right now? Paying your bills?
Photography, I'm actually a full-time photographer. Yeah. So everything I do is like, photography does it, you know. For me to come here in Zambia, photography paid for that. You get, it pays the rent, it pays the food. I married my wife just through photography. So if you actually position yourself very well, you can actually earn quite big in Uganda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something that I feel like we need to talk about right now on Prime TV. It's also issues to do with friends.
Okay.
When you start up a business. Are they in support full time by paying for every service when you get to offer them, or maybe they take friendship more? Where where friends wants to benefit from you, not because they want to support you by paying for a service, but they benefit because they want you to do free things for them.
Yeah, okay. Now the thing about friends and business, there has to be like a really clear cut line.
Do your friends understand that it's your business?
Yeah, they do understand. There is a clear cut line. Now, I'll tell you for a fact, most of my friends, when they come to me, they know I'm like my schedule is very tight. So I can't afford to just, come and just shoot because you're my friend, like, let's just do something and, real quick and everything. No, it just won't work like that, you get. So it is either a paid for service or I offer to actually do the service. For example, if like a friend of mine is having like maybe a graduation or, baptism or a christening or things like that, and I'm within the country or they've communicated and like I have some time on me, I will definitely, offer to actually do that. But that's just for like really the inner circle, the close people. Yeah, but all other people really have to pay for the service because just like any other craft, we have taken time to grow it, we have taken time to build it, and I have value for it, and I don't like actually people who take that for granted. Yeah, so whenever someone tries to take that for granted, it's most likely I'm going to draw away from them. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Is Uganda also maybe celebrating you people who are photographers? Is there maybe anything that is put, maybe awards or anything that you feel like, okay, this is how people embrace our work, or this is how we're getting support? Oh
yeah, there are actually multiple awards that actually happen in Uganda to celebrate the arts and crafts that are happening in there. We have one of the biggest awards is actually the Air Brands Fashion and Style Awards. That happens every year. It's also going to be happening this year in December. And there are also other like different awards from like, different places. Like some media channels also create like awards, influencer awards and things like that. And they definitely make noise about what we do. They, of course, host us on TV and things like that. So, yeah, I could say they definitely push for our brand to actually grow. Yeah.
Since you're visiting Zambia, you came for the awards. Is there anybody who has noticed your work and maybe they're interested? Any Zambian people that have interacted with you and they're interested with what they have seen?
Oh yeah, actually, I didn't know how much people knew my work here in Zambia until I came and I was getting in all these messages and all these phone calls, and so when I came to Zambia, I was supposed to shoot someone who had prior communicated, who was actually coming from Botswana. Yeah. But as soon as I got here, I ended up shooting, I don't know, more people than I thought I would shoot. Yeah. I'm even actually supposed to, some of them I had to just, I don't know, time couldn't allow. Yeah. Because I have to go back to Uganda. But I was actually very, very impressed at how much people actually know our work and how much like they are following and how much they really appreciate like the things that we are doing, especially trying to push the culture there, trying to push the ladies out there to kind of show the beauty that actually we have here in Africa, and like just really embracing it, like whether you're small or whether you're big or whether you're what, like I usually shoot the big ladies because they have a lot of insecurities with their bodies, and I just love to show them that you are actually beautiful the way you are. You don't have to bleach, you don't have to try so hard to, because there's some people who are genetically just like, even if they go to the gym, they're just genetically like that. They're never going to lose weight, they're never going to do it. So and I'm just trying to tell them just you are okay the way you are. Yeah, so it's been really good to actually be welcomed here in Zambia and just feel the love and the energy that people have for the work that we are doing.
Quick question, as my last question. I would like to find out your service. This is something that we have noticed about photographers, not just photographers, but in many business where it comes to delivering a service on time. You get a photo shoot today. You agree, saying, "Oh, I expect these photos to be ready, maybe probably after 2 days or 3 days." How's your work service when maybe you shoot a wedding or maybe you're booked for an event? Are you on time? Do you have clients complaining sometimes?
Okay. So now the thing is, the biggest challenges I've actually seen with the photography industry, and I think this even cuts across the whole of Africa, is the fact that most of the photographers want to put in their mouth more than they can swallow. So they take in more bookings than they can actually deliver, which actually has led to very many brands to actually come down collapsing. You get? Now, the secret here is just to be honest with the client. You get? Even when you have agreed, for example, that it's maybe a wedding and you're supposed to be there maybe at 6:30 a.m. and maybe something comes up and you delayed a bit, it is always good to communicate. Communication is very, very key for our clients. It is very bad when a client is calling you and you're just not picking up and you're not responding. You get? So that's where they start to lose their confidence in you. And once you do it with one person, it's going to the next person is going to ask the previous person you worked for, and they're going to say the same thing. Oh, no, the guy, he doesn't pick up his phone calls. When you want your work, he's not picking up your phone calls. So that is really something that really affects most of the photographers. And that is the one thing I chose to actually master, to communicate to the client. Even when you have promised to deliver maybe the work in maybe 2 days or 3 days or what, usually I give myself time. I don't like to, except when there's a timeline to it, like it's a birthday or something and we have to deliver it within that time. But usually if it's an event or it's a photo shoot, I tell them a period of about 14 working days. Because I'm sure within the 14 working days, it may not reach the 14 working days, but I'm sure within the 14 working days, I should have actually gotten that work done, you get, and have it delivered. So it's also good as a photographer to kind of allow yourself to, work, and because it takes some time to, edit and work on these pictures and, put everything together. Yeah, so the secret is just, one, to communicate with the client, and then secondly, in the event you have failed to deliver, or if the client is actually calling you, just pick up the phone call. Otherwise, the business starts to come down.
2 questions. I know I said one more question, but the other thing I would like to find out is, have you ever been in a situation where you have a photo shoot, you lose the photos of a client? How do you communicate with the client? Because you know that you're not going to retake. For example, a wedding. You can't retake it. It was not your fault, neither it is the client's fault. How do you communicate with your client if something like that happens?
Well, technically, I haven't actually had such an experience. I, for one, my years of work,
you always have backup.
I always have backup. Like, for example, if I go for an event and I'm shooting a wedding, I have a dedicated person who is just there to always backup footage. So, for example, if we're finished shooting say the church segment or the mosque segment, we back up that segment. You get copy it off onto at least 2 hard drives. Okay, then we'll go into the next segment. When that is done, we copy it off and whatnot. Because the thing is, this is a person's function, like a wedding. It's never going to repeat. It's just a one-time thing. You get so. It is always good to just always really back up in time. So I haven't had that experience. But in the event that happened, I usually have a contract that I've shared with the client, and there is that clause where we say in the events, the work is gone misplaced or is missing because of any reason. Because I mean, these are cameras can fail, you get, or the memory card can I don't know, get damaged or something like that. So we have that clause, and we give the client an option. If it's like a photo shoot, if they're willing to redo the shoot, then we can actually do that. If it's like an event, like a wedding, then there we tell them, I mean, things like that really actually do happen, but we try our best to avoid for them to actually happen.
Someone wanted me to get to find out from you, what type of gear do you use?
What type of gear? Like, you want me to like list?
I don't know which angle. maybe which one would you recommend?
I mean, where we have gotten to right now, all companies now have actually upped their game in terms of gear. I mean, whether it's Nikon, whether it's Canon, whether it's Sony. I am personally a Nikon shooter. I shoot using the Nikon Z6 currently and the Nikon D810. The Z6 is a mirrorless camera, and the D810 is the DSLR cameras, the ones with the mirrors. Yeah. So those are like my main two cameras. Okay, I think let me list the gear. I feel like that's what the person wanted to.
Okay.
Lighting, I shoot a lot with natural light because when you move, I travel a lot, so you can't carry a lot of like heavy lighting and everything. And then also like the spaces you use, you don't want to like really attract attention when you set up all this, equipment and everything. But I do have that at home. I can use it at home, but when I'm traveling, I usually shoot natural light. And what else do you want to know? Lenses, I use the 70 to 200 millimeter lens most of the time because I'm shooting people, so it's very good for people. I have the rest of the lenses in my bag for like if it's like an event, the wide angle lenses and and other prime lenses. Yeah, I don't know what else they want to know, so. I'm
sure for the follow-up question, you should get to find out right there. But in your remarks, I want you to say anything. Which language is more popular in Uganda? As maybe, which language?
Luganda is the most popular language. I come from that tribe, the Baganda people.
Okay.
I think it's the tribe from which even the name Uganda comes from.
Okay.
It's the biggest tribe in Uganda. It's the most popular. And I actually noticed when I was hearing your language, the languages.
The Nyanja.
The Nyanja sounds
a bit similar.
Very similar. You get.
Yeah.
For example, let me say something in Luganda, and you will actually hear that. You can actually hear it. Mwebale nyo okumpita wano okubera ku TV.
Okay. You're coming to TV?
Yeah, you see, you can actually pick that up. I was actually saying thank you for having me here on the TV.
Yeah.
You get. So the language is very, very similar here. So, that's like the biggest language in Uganda. All
right. And your remarks, maybe tell the viewers who are watching right now, we have some people from Uganda who live in Zambia, who stay in Zambia, and they might be watching this show. Is there anything that you like to say in your remarks on how they can follow you on social media and anything that you feel like you could also share with the Zambian people and also other people who are watching this show?
Okay. Do I have to look there?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you so much for having me here in Zambia. I really had a good time. It has been amazing. I love culture. I love to shoot culture. And for everyone who is, if you ever come to Uganda, you can always actually just hit me up. My social media handles are Walter Photography. On Facebook, it's Walter Photography. On Instagram, it's Walter Photography UG. On Twitter, it is @photographyug. The contacts are usually on Instagram, so anytime you feel free. Thank you, Zambia, for all the love that you have shown me. I really appreciate the people here. I appreciate the culture. I appreciate everything. So thank you so much.
It was amazing having you right here on Prime TV on Yatu Vibes.
Yeah.
So Yatu basically means hours.
Hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's actually a very common word I could actually pick up in our languages.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're having a conversation with our guest right here on Prime TV. Make sure that you follow him. Check out his work. Trust me. I know when we're having this interview, we're showing you some of the works that he has done. Yo, man, check them out right there as well. We also need to celebrate people who are also in different careers, just to get to find out what inspired them and other things right there as well. So for me, PMC, the entire production team, this is why we have to call it a wrap. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, right here on Yatu Vibes on Prime TV.